Hi, my name is Ty Skiller.
Charles Williams.
Greg Woodley.
And my name is Natasha Gidry. And today, I'm going to be speaking to y'all about the business and social etiquette for Americans conducting business in Saudi Arabia. The point of this this presentation, is to let you know and be aware of the do's and don'ts and the taboos when you visit another country such as Saudi Arabia. A lot of things that are accepted in the Western culture are not accepted in Saudi Arabia. So,
Go.
So the first thing I'm going to the highlight of the PowerPoint, I'm going to discuss the social customs, housing, clothing and food, religion and folk beliefs of Saudi Arabia. So first I'm going to start with social customs. The topics I'm going to cover are the greetings, how do you address others, how do they address you, touching, sitting, giving gifts, eye contact, gestures, punctuality, and time. So in Western cultures, a lot of these are given, is understood. You know how to greet people from just being around other people. But it's actually a big difference in Saudi Arabia. So we'll start with greetings. The primary business language is English, even though Arabic is the main language. They are quite friendly, just for starters. They believe in just being gracious to people that's visiting. That's what you're friends first until you become enemies. That's just how they. That's just the custom. They believe in handshakes. Now we're accustomed to just a short handshake. They're more. They shake your hand and they hold it for a long period of time. That's just what they do. Once again, that's building a relationship, and that's what they focus on. The next is addressing others. When you address a Saudi Arabian, you would address them by their title or ranks, and that is really big in Saudi Arabia. And you will always address the eldest first. And if you're unsure of who's the eldest in the room, always look to the right, because they always sit to the right. The eldest will always be to your right when you enter a room, and you would address them first. And they will address you by Mr. or Mrs., and it'll be your first name, which is different here. We go mostly by the last name. Touching. It is expected in Saudi Arabia. Actually, men walk hand in hand in the streets, elbow to elbow. That is a custom between men. Now, women and men contact is frowned upon in public. You cannot do it. You cannot show any sign of affection in Saudi Arabia between men and women in public. But they believe the touching shows relationship. So when men conduct business amongst each other, they might touch you a little bit more. But that's normal, that's acceptable. And you don't want to pull away from it because that's disrespectful. And so, sitting. When you're in Saudi Arabia and you're at dinner, you always want to avoid stretching your legs at a table. You cannot do that. You can't sit higher than anyone at the table. You have to be eye level or lower. That's a sign of respect. No slouching. You always stand when a guest arrives in the room. And you stand when an elderly or high rank leave the room. And men always stand when a woman enters the room. You do not show the soles of your feet at all, period, no time. It's a sign of disrespect. Once again, a lot of things are taken really literal. Any gestures, anything is a sign of disrespect. Is very strict. So giving gifts is common and is expected. So if you're doing business in Saudi Arabia, is expected to bring a gift. So you think, what gifts are acceptable? Pens, prayer beads, a USB. That is acceptable gift when you're giving gifts in business. And always wrap it in high quality. So that's, once again, showing respect from who you're doing business with. No alcohol, knives, and pork. Of course, alcohol and pork is illegal. And present with the right hand only, because the left hand is considered unclean. You always have to use your right hand when you're passing anything, presenting anything, you always have to use your right hand. Eye contact, once again, it is expected. You must maintain eye contact almost to the point where you're staring, even when conducting business. So you might feel the urge to look away, don't. Stare back. Gestures. Saudis always gesture when they're extremely excited about something. Sometimes they might get a little bit carried away, but that is, once again, the norm over there. Men gesture more than women. Women tend to be more quiet. So as a woman conducting business, the advice would be to not do as much gesturing with your hands and stuff like that. Do not ever point your finger or a pen at a Saudi, because they say you only do that to animals. So you wouldn't do that to them. And never beckon with your finger, the same thing. You never beckon them to come here or something like that. They say you only do that to animals, so never do that to them. Punctuality and time, always plan ahead, and the reason for that is because they, as you would see further in the presentation, they have a strict schedule that they adhere by daily. So you would have to plan it ahead so to make sure that you are within the schedules. Time is not important. They do not rush anything. So, and they're known to keep foreigners waiting. So the expectation is that you will be 30 minutes early for your meeting, but know that they won't be on time. And that is expected. They are trying to keep you late because that's what they do by custom. And never look at your watch while you're in a meeting with them. That's rude. That is considered rude in their custom. So they mean like they feel rushed or you don't want to be there. And once again, they're big on friendships and relationships, so that plays a big part. So the next topic is housing, clothing, and food. Housing. It's kind of different over there. So up to 3 generations live together. That's from the poor and the rich. But with the rich tend to have villas. So they own an area where the rich build houses for the family members. And the less fortunate just all live in a house together. And the rooms are rarely pretty large rooms, very minimal furniture. That's just the way that they live. And as an expat, you would live in a compound. So if you were there on business and you had to stay a while, they call it compounds, but it's more of a gated community. And that's where you would live, not within the areas that they live in. And just a little fact, like when it's hot, it gets so hot there that everybody has to have a garage. Because if you did not park your car in the garage, it would eat away at the bottom, the exterior of the car. That's just how hot it gets. So for clothing, it's very conservative dress for women. So if you're going on business and you have to conduct business, it's very conservative dress. As long as you are conducting business. So if you're at a business meeting and you're conducting business, you are allowed to wear a skirt, a nice dark business suit. You're allowed to wear that as long as it's long sleeves. You're allowed to wear that as a woman conducting business. Men, you can wear your normal Western wear, just no short sleeve shirts. You have to have a long sleeve shirt on, but you can wear Western wear. Now in the street, the women must wear an abaya, which is the head wrap that they wear. They have to cover up. So that's for Westerns, anybody coming from the European countries, you have to wear a abaya. If not, you'll get this against the law. So you will actually go to jail for that, not being covered up. The men, they don't have to wear the abaya, but they can't wear any shorts, sleeveless shirts, and no one can wear tight-fitted clothes. The men in Saudi Arabia, they wear what we call a throb, which is the long dress. They usually wear that, but the men do not have to wear that. That's just what the Saudi Arabians wear. Food, just like normal people, they eat 3 times a day, but they eat kapsa. It's basically a rice dish with some kind of pork, chicken, or beef in it. They eat that every day. So that is going to be the foundation of the meal, and they eat everything around it. So if they offer you any meal, it's going to always be in abundance, because that shows relationship. They're going to give you way more food than expected. And no alcohol ever at any meeting. So religion and folk beliefs. So the religion governs their lives every day. They live by the Sharia, which is Islamic law, and that in everything they do, from work to school, is all governed by religion. They pray 5 times a day. And the next slide would actually show you the schedule of times when they pray. They have 3 main days that they really are big, that are really big, is the Ramadan, which is the holy month. And during that month, everything shuts down. They only work 6 hours a day. They fast. And so you would know that. Actually, with religion, Friday is the holy day. So no one works on Fridays. So usually the weekend is from Friday to Saturday, and they work from Sunday to Monday, which is totally different than us in the Western culture. So, and then they have the day of sacrifice, and that lasts 3 days. And then they have the Saudia National Day, which they celebrate the establishment of Saudi Arabia. This is the prayer schedule that they actually do. So they pray from dawn, from 4:30 to 5 a.m., from noon, from 12 p.m. at 12 p.m., afternoon between 2 and 4, and then sunset when the sun goes down, and after sunset, but it can never be later than 9 p.m. And actually, the prayer schedule comes out in the newspaper every day, and it also comes on the news every day. So this is something that is really strict, that you really live by. So you must respect that when you make your schedule. And that's it. Any questions?